the entire game. You wouldn't
and
know
in
whether he's winning or losing.
Perfect Terry fashion.
Yeah,
he's missed one. He's missed one.
Missed him. Give him a rap and he missed it. But he didn't show any emotion at all after the miss.
No, I'll just hit him with the next one.
The next one. So Edwards just brought his yellow into hoop running position, but I think he may have blocked himself onto black. I'm not quite sure on the angles there.
Yeah, probably. Not completely, but partially.
He would have put that yellow there expecting to then clear black with the red, but I think he hasn't blocked it because it looks like Duncan's going to move the yellow. So he'll look to clear the yellow and then trail it with his blue, trail out of bounds as well.
Yep.
I think I explained that yesterday, that you don't want to be leaving your ball just off the boundary when you clear them to the boundary.
And you got that one right.
Yes. So had that blue stopped just inside, then it would have been an easy clearance for yellow. But as it is now, he's going to be able to get an unencumbered shot at the hoop. So Edward's going to line this one up, I think. Have a go at it.
Certainly is.
And comes off.
Big reject.
Big rejection. So you can see that ball's now gone out past hoop 3. So when you're hitting at this pace, if you don't get it right, you're a long way away from the hoop. But at this level, these guys don't too often get rejected. So Duncan now for a chance to go 5-2 up, which is a very, very handy lead.
Indeed. There's been a lot of very close games, but the last day or two there's been a few more that have blown out a little bit. Yeah.
So that's probably a sign of fatigue. So it's a great hoop. He's run that down past. Yep. And these players don't mind going past the next hoop. They'd like to stop in front of it. They don't mind going past because it's only a 7-yard clearance coming back.
Yep. And a bit hard to get wires on lawns that wriggle around just a little.
Yeah.
Although we may just see one here, I think.
Yeah, so it looks like Edwards picked up a wire there through the hoop on black. So Duncan, he'll just have to assess whether he thinks it's about 6 yards out. So Edwards missed a couple of 7-yarders so far. So Duncan may just think, I'll give him that shot and draw to the hoop with his blue.
At 5-2 up, you don't want to start giving the momentum, but it's not too stressful if he pulls one out.
Yeah.
Still first to next with a big lead.
So what Edward will be trying to do, obviously he's going to try and catch up, but he'll also be trying to get his game. He's missed a couple of long hoops. He'll be trying to get his game ready for game 2. He'll want to be building momentum coming out of this game. So if he can at least get a couple, 2 or 3 hoops here, and go to a 7-6 loss even, just to build a little bit of a feel for hoop running and so on. What you don't want to do is go in at a 7-2 loss and have absolutely no momentum going into game 2.
A little bit of a comeback from Ellie against Ali over there. She's got the last 2. Looks like 6-4 to Allison.
And of course, having said what I just said, being 5-2 down is not insurmountable.
Nope.
The game's far from over. Far from over. I mean, these guys turn one hoop into 2 very often.
Speaking of games being over, Robbie's hitting balls off up there, so I'm guessing Robbie's won that one.
Robert's beaten Edmund in game 1 on court 3. So that's a good one for Australia. The first game won by Australia for the day. That's a good sign.
Ellie's just missed the 7-yarder.
Leaving Allison.
Leaving Allison sitting there with a runner for the game.
Yeah, now she could play this a little smarter than she is. They're both out of bounds at the same point.
Yes.
She's played in rather than just tapping the ball just in front of the line. Then Ellie would have to put her ball in directly behind Allison's ball with no shot. So she didn't think that one through.
No, she didn't even look at it, actually. She just brought the yellow one straight in.
Yeah. So our high-performance manager might have to have a bit of a word on tactics. Maybe. A bit late on the last day in the last round of matches. Had it been the first day, I'm sure Marty would have suggested there's some tactical things you could do a little differently.
Always offered him the option, but
But the other thing is Allison with six
6-4
lead. She may just want to have 2 balls in front because Ali, her second ball is over on the boundary. So Alison may just felt that she wanted to have 2 balls in front. So she may have just consciously made that choice. And by the way, nothing wrong with what you did, putting 2 balls in front. Just,
and blue has missed it, so so red has the what's that, about 2 foot,
2-footer,
slightly angled hoop for the game.
Oh, Duncan's missed that clearance on red, so Edward now will be able to. So Alison takes that game 1.
He's played very well so far, Duncan, but the ones he has missed have all been about the same distance to the left.
To the left, yeah. So again, here you can see that Edward's trying to set up to turn 1 hoop into 2. So what he's done is he's given himself a chance to run with the yellow, and he's put the red right over very close to the next hoop, so that if he does run with yellow, he's got a ball ready to attack at hoop 9.
Just retrieving the blue ball from where it's vanished to.
Yeah.
Get a lot of action off the concrete surrounds here at Canley.
I think there's a wire on that through to the yellow too.
I think there is. Yep.
So what don't do if that's wide, he'll probably just put a ball in a hoop running position, just as close as he can get it to the hoop to just try and distract Edward a little bit. Oh, he's got to play black, of course.
He's wandering, that's right. I thought you were across that bit.
Yeah, I'm onto it. Yeah.
It's a nice long walk to the other end of the line.
Yeah, the fact that he was putting blue in, I just assumed there was a black ball.
So black's coming in from way up behind hoop 3.
So he'll again try and place this as close as he can. Just put pressure on that shot with the yellow.
Yeah, it's definitely a positioning shot.
So that's a nice shot.
Yep,
he may even get the block the way that's trouble.
Through
That's
the gap
a beautiful
between the
shot.
peg and the peg sprinkler hole.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot from where he was. He was in corner 3. Yep.
And yellow's not even going to bother looking at it. Just going to attempt to run the hoop from where it is.
About a 6-yarder.
Yeah.
Oh, that
well, I thought that was going through, and then
it's
decided it didn't.
Yeah, it looked like it was in that one. So it was just touched the for us the right leg, which is the right leg for it to just nip first, but it just didn't go through.
No, and it has had no action whatsoever, and just sat on the leg.
Just stopped,
which is not nice.
Yeah, so from that angle, when as we look at it, Edward was to the left of the hoop. He needs to just flick the far. What's it to him is the far leg first for the ball to go through. And he got that, but it just didn't. He must have been a little too much leg.
Looks like Sonia's trying to make hoop 7 for the lead over there on that in the
She's
far distance.
rejected.
Oh, that's not a great attempt to make the hoop.
No, she missed that by half a ball. So. So Edward really needs to clear the black. He may get a double clearance here.
He might do too. That is quite a target, isn't it? No,
it took the blue out.
The blue one off clean.
Yeah. So Duncan's had been a little mixed with his jumping. He's been rock solid up to on the 2-yarders, which is what this one is. But beyond 2 yards, he's not quite as sure. He actually changes his style. So this is the style of jumping that he uses that is solid. When he changes to the hammer style, he loses accuracy. So whether he's got the distance is the thing now.
Oh, too much height.
Too much height.
Oh,
so that's
set it on the
unusual.
crossbar.
Yeah. So that is unusual, actually. He's been struggling a little bit for the distance once he gets out beyond 2 yards, but always very straight. And that one's just got too much distance on it, too high.
Yep, yellow's tapped into the jaws where it's going to be very tricky for black to do very much with that at all.
Yeah, and the blue is side on to the hoop, so I don't think he'll be able to get the yellow. It's just just to the hoop running side.
Are you foxing me? You mean the black, don't you?
No, the blue, which is out of bounds on the 7 yard.
Sorry, there it is. Couldn't find the blue.
So the blue's just to the hoop running side, but somewhat side on. So I think he'll struggle to get that out. But what he may do is just try and tap the black into, cut the black into the non-playing side, and then enable the black to clear the yellow. I think that's the shot I'd be going for, because even if you hit the black into the leg, it'll bounce.
Yes, it will
bounce to the non-running side, or it may even bounce.
Well, you've certainly got to move it from there anyway.
Yeah, that's right. And he won't get the ball out with I don't think he can get it out with the blue. So he looks like he's going to hit it. Yeah, no, I thought he would. He's just going to try and cut the black.
Oh, he's
missed it. Just missed it.
Yeah, it just curled a little, I think, and almost nicked the yellow.
Yeah, well, it's hit the leg of the hoop, I think, because it's moved. Or do you think it may have hit the yellow?
I don't know if it could have hit the leg, because where black is, it may have just nibbled the back of the yellow. And
he was very close. You can see there on the replay, it's just touched the yellow.
Yeah, well, wow.
Gee. That's a great replay. Thank you to our producer, our director.
Excellent.
So you can see how this game, it's a game of millimetres, a couple of millimetres, and it would have been perfect.
Yes. Now what's Edward doing here? This looks like
it's
coming
like
in at
he's
speed.
Looking to push this one through. Oh no! What he's going to do is give black a chance to clear yellow.
Yeah, I wasn't keen on that idea because I could see that happening.
Yeah, well, that's the only chance Duncan had, and Edwards given him the chance. So,
but I guess at 5-2 down, he was probably thinking, if I get yellow and go
skimming
off live to the next two.
And the thing is, no difference losing 7-3 to losing 7-6. Right. I mean, at this point of the competition, a loss is a loss. So as I said earlier, when you get the 5-2 lead, you've got to look to get 2 hoops in a row. So you have to take some outrageous risks. And I think there, Edward was trying to get a skim across to hoop 9. Knock the yellow through and take his red to Norman. And unfortunately, it's enabled Duncan to play that wonderful shot and get the yellow out.
Yes, but going back to what Terry was saying there, it's all about getting 7 and getting the match, because in this competition it's all about matches. There's no interest in net games and net hoops, because if the matches are even, we're going to be here all day with playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah. So we have it's an interesting format, but are you prepared to tell us about the playoff format?
The playoff format is going to be best of 3s, and there's going to be 5 best of 3s. One will be men's singles, one will be a ladies singles, one will be a mixed doubles, one will be a men's doubles, and one will be a ladies doubles.
Yes. And the captains choose who plays their teams. And it's a great format.
We have a plan in place, which obviously we're not going to be telling anybody.
Yeah, that's why I asked, are you prepared to talk about it? But it's a great format, because 5 games of different combinations, which means the captains have to think about who they put into the doubles, who they put into the singles, and then of course, because there's the 5 matches, you'll get a result at the end of that. That's right,
yeah. And so you're only looking to get 3 of the 5, so you can afford to sort of think about. Is there going to be a sacrificial play in there or something?
That's right.
Without upsetting the players.
Yeah, exactly. Without telling them that they're the sacrificial lamb.
That's right.
You're doing your very best. Keep it up.
That's right.
It's a good idea to have the tiebreakers, I think. The net games, net hoops, things like that. I mean, in a game like golf croquet, where there is a little bit of luck involved in some of the hoops, to have a result on net hoops takes a little bit of the straight competition out of it. I like the fact that if it's a draw after these 8 games, that we go to a tie-break format. And I suppose everybody involved does, because that's why we're at it. Well, that's why we have it.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we could have had it for every test as well. There was plans for one for each test. No test was going to be drawn, and we managed to dodge that bullet twice. So will we dodge it again?
Yeah.
Or will everything hang on those 5
I guess
matches?
all the Aussies and all the Kiwis are hoping yes in their favour.
That's right. Yeah.
So Duncan now just draw in, because he's got his black in position to clear the yellow. So he's put that too heavy. It's unusual for Duncan to miss the spot, but he's gone a bit long on that one.
Yeah. So red's coming in. Yellow is in. It's a nice little runner. Oh,
Yeah.
Red's very short.
Yeah.
But black does have a double of yellow and hoop.
And hoop, yeah. Yes. So Duncan may decide to, because of his blue, he may decide to take the hoop.
It doesn't look like it. Looks like he's aiming straight at yellow.
Yep.
And missing
misses right
both
between the both.
Maybe in his head he had 50 cents each way, and that's what he got.
Maybe he wasn't as committed as he thought. So chance for Edward now to go to 5-3. Well done.
That was a reasonably long battle for that hoop.
Yeah, it's a good hoop. So 5-3, and Duncan's first shot to the ninth, which is an advantage. So Edward will have a 14-yarder to clear Duncan, no matter which ball he uses to clear. So.
Over on the court next to us, on court 1, they've started game 2 where Ellie got the first hoop and ran it all the way to the front of the second hoop, but Allison somehow contrived to get a jump shot at the hoop, and as so often has been happening with jump shots, she's actually landed on top of the ball and somehow managed to clear it.
So a spinning clearance.
That's right.
To drop a wheelie on top of the ball and flick it out backwards.
That's right. It wasn't actually in the jaws, but yeah, to actually land on the ball. And
so Duncan's overcooked that one.
Yep. Well, there is a hill there. We know that from bitter experience.
Yeah.
Even though the courts have been redone, there is still a bit of a ridge, and it drops away once you get up to the hoop.
Yep. So Edward's response, of course, is to go deep, so that he's about a yard off the boundaries, but Duncan can only clear him pretty much straight. He won't be able to get much angle on that, I wouldn't have thought.
We've missed something over there on court 10, starting game 2, and George has gone first, so that means that Pete's won the first
game. Yeah. So that's good. So Australia have won 3 first games. The 3. So
well, I hope that's good.
Yes.
The last few days we've been slow started and have come home strong, so let's not hope it's turning around the other way.
Yeah, no, hopefully we just keep getting stronger. I'd rather be winning them than losing them.
Yes.
So Duncan's going to try and jaws this and perhaps hope that it pops through. No, he's just happy to lay it in front.
Yep. Well, if red can get black, which it looks like it can, yellow has got a very nice target of blue and hoop.
So Edward will clear the black as far as he can. He'll just hit this nice and firmly. Yep.
And red's gone live up to next heap as well if he picks off the hoop.
So he's chosen to skim a little bit. So he's hit red to the. He could have hit red up into the corner 2, but what he's done is he's chosen to hit it to mid-court and skim off up to court 10. So his red's really well placed. So if Duncan misses this and he runs hoop 9, Ed will be very well placed on hoop 10. So you can see, as we said earlier, you're never out of it, even at 5-2. You're still a very good chance to win the game if you get your tactics right. And that really revolves around knowing the style of the opponent, so being able to predict what they might do, and also executing your own plays well.
So we've also missed a finish over there by the look of it on 9. They're in game 2, so Felix had that huge lead, so we're assuming he won that first game.
Yes.
He's also got first hoop in the second game as well.
Yeah, he would have won the first game because it would have been, if Greg was to get up in the first game, he would still be playing, I think, because he was so far down. Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll have to call this one, Marty, because I can't see it.
Well, he's taking on the hoop by the look of it, and it's nice and straight. His swing looks good. Reject.
Yeah, and if blue, unfortunately,
out a bit,
blue's
but
come
it's still
out
a runner.
directly in front. Pretty close to directly in front. It's probably on just outside the right leg.
Yep.
Only a yard out. So it was a good play. It just didn't, as I said before, you've got to execute. It just didn't quite get that through.
It's a replay of it now on the screen. It was a nice old flex of the hoop when that yellow thundered into it.
Yeah.
referee out over there on court 5. Some cluster of balls together.
Yeah, so Judy may be going to do a clearance with the ball that's very close to the other. So here's Duncan now for a chance to go 6-3 up.
Yep. Crows don't like it much.
Yeah, he's put off
I think it's put him
crows.
off.
I'm not sure if you can hear that on the telecast. It just started as he was about to release.
Yeah. It's our secret weapon.
Yes.
We've been training it for years.
Yeah. I was talking to Sonia yesterday and she loved all the bird life around here at Canley. That's a nice shot. And that's going to be in good position up there.
Yes.
So it's just gone past Edward's ball, so Edward can't use it to take position.
It's had quite a bit of a spin to the left on it as it slowed down, and it's actually opened up enormous wiring area for Red.
Yeah, so he'll be putting this red into a wide position from blue. He's overhit it.
He could overcook it. Yep.
Yeah, so that's open on blue. So Duncan will just take position here as close as he can to hoop 10.
I was talking to Alison this morning before playing. She was a little bit nervous, which is unusual for Alison.
Yes.
And yeah, just reiterating what a beautiful robotic swing she's got when she's playing well.
Yeah.
She's got that swing happening out there at the moment.
Yeah. She's one of our best female players in both codes. So.
Indeed. She's had a pretty stellar year, actually.
Yeah. So Duncan's missed with his black. He's gone a little too far and a little too wide, so that's given an opening to Edward. So I expect he'll attack red with the blue, but because his black's not in a hoop running position, he may decide to take a risk on just coming in front of the hoop into a block position.
6-3 up, so you can do either. Really doesn't really matter.
You've got a lot of freedom when you're
That's right.
3 hoops
It's
up.
not too life-threatening.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to say to yourself, I've only got to get one more of these next 4 hoops.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just going to come in front into a block position.
Court does roll away a bit.
Yeah, so he's not going to get it.
And there it goes rolling away.
Yeah, so he's sort of out of position on both balls now. So Edward will get at least one shot with the red, which is the one he would choose to shoot with right now.
Almost exactly the same angle as the previous one.
He didn't hit it quite as hard.
He didn't take as long over it either.
Yeah. Sometimes, it's a good point by Marty, sometimes people, when we talk about never change your swing, what happens is on an important shot, they don't change their swing so much, they change the preparation. They take a lot longer, which can actually, all it does is allow time for doubt to come into your mind. So, so be very careful about thinking you've got to be more considerate and take much more time, and so on. It doesn't always help. Sometimes it can work against you.
And Ed is not taking any time over this.
No.
As soon as black was on the way, he was lining it up.
He was licking his lips.
Stop.
He likes this. So a nice soft clearance. He hit that much softer than he's been hitting because he didn't want his ball to travel too far away. So generally on those, when we turn the corner to hoop 11 or hoop 5, the first clearance is a soft clearance so that you stay within range.
Blue's got. Oh no,
that's a pretty good shot.
Pulled up nicely.
Yeah, that's a good shot. So Edward's probably got he's lining up blue with yellow. He'll just place the red in his hoop running position. Dare Duncan to hit, and
probably a little bit shorter than you would have liked with red. You might have wanted to sneak that in behind blue where black couldn't see it.
So Duncan's got a 10-yarder at red. I think he'll take that because if yellow hits blue, there's a chance he'll be wide on the red. And also, if yellow hits blue, you can guarantee blue will be at the other end of the court. So,
indeed.
So I think he'll take this. Yep, he's lining up to hit red. Oh, he's just got it.
Well, he's nicked it.
Yeah.
Just not enough to get it wide from blue.
Yeah. But but he stopped it from running the hoop. So that's the first priority, was to move the red out of the hoop running position, and he got his first priority.
Yellow is... Oh,
yellow's
might have had a
missed.
double of blue and hoop and took the hoop in the end. I'm sure it wasn't the intention. Rejected out to the boundary.
Yeah, so this is for the match. Just check the hoop, make sure it's nice and firm, and not for the match, sorry, for the game. There's
been another finish over there on 6, but I don't know who finished in front.
I'll be able to tell you by who hits first.
Indeed, when they get around to that.
So very deliberate.
Yep.
And a nice hoop run. Very nice swing. That was a nice swing. So game 1 to Duncan. He played very well there. Edward had a couple of chances that he missed, some couple of hoops that he missed, and other than that, I think they were very evenly matched.
Yep.
I think the difference was Duncan didn't miss, and Edward missed a couple.
So we're going to call it. We think it's going to go to 3.
I think at the moment, I think there's a good chance. It's if Edward could just straighten up that hoop running, which it looked like he did on hoop 10, he just took a little bit off.
Yep.
So I think he sorted that out in his mind. And as I said earlier, you want to go into game 2 with everything sorted out and a little bit of momentum. He would have felt very good about the hoop 10. He ran it nicely, and I think it could well go to 3 games, this one.
Yep. And of course, play is supposed to be seamless, but they usually wander off for a toilet break and stuff. They're just swapping clips.
Water.
Now we're wandering off. Yep. We can have a bit of a scout around and see what's happening on the other courts. And blue did go on first on 6, so Wendy must have lost the first game.
Yeah, and Edmund leads Robert 2-1 on court 3. And Felix is just lining up hoop 2 and has run hoop 2 to take a 2-0 lead against Greg on court 9.
Yeah, it's 1-1 in game 2 between Alison and Ellie. And they've had a lot of interchange at 3 with various balls sitting in front of the hoop and then everything vanishing and a different ball sitting there for a while.
Alison's going to have 2 balls in front of that hoop now. So Pete Landreeb is leading George. Sorry, George is leading Pete Landreeb 2-1 on court 10. Pete haven't taken the first game. Yep. And Pete's got a ball, I think, in the drawers.
Looks like it.
At the moment.
Yep. He's called the referee to come out with that hammer. Doesn't trust Eric, who's stalking around with a hammer as well, in case anybody else calls.
Eric's got a sledgehammer.
That's right. He's a country boy.
I think he thinks he's Thor with that hammer. He's giving him a bit of a belt when he gets to
Ali's just got 3. Yeah.
So Alison of Australia leads Ali of New Zealand 2-1.
Yeah. Up on 5 in the far distance. They are on a very, very long battle at hoop 7.
Yeah.
They've been there for quite a while. And again, you can't see the colours of the clips from this distance, but Judy's been very AC-like and putting them on the side, and Sonia's being very GC-like and putting them on the top. So it's 3-all.
And Fleur and...
They've finished game 1.
Yeah.
And again, we missed the actual end. Helen was well in front.
Yeah.
And Fleur was practising a swing on the boundary, so that's never a good sign.
So here we are, Duncan about to play first. Edward's played and he's overcooked his. Gone well past the hoop.
Overcooked it, all right.
Duncan now the opportunity to take an offensive position. So it's just over that little rise, and then it picks up a little bit of speed as it rolls down to the hoop. So the pace he hit that, if we didn't have this rise, it probably would have been short of the hoop. But because of the rise, it just picks up a little bit of pace when it gets over it. So the yellow just accelerate now down to the hoop. And that's a lovely shot.
Nice, yep.
Lovely shot.
It's a very faint sort of slightly coloured, different coloured green there, and he's landed right on it.
Yeah. So I think Duncan, he's just going to place as well.
No, that looks short.
That's going to pick up the hill now.
He's picking up the hill,
and that'll be perfect.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, so he's read that hill beautifully.
Yep.
So Edward now with a 4-yarder. Sorry, a 6-yarder.
Yeah, 6, 5.5, 6, yep.
Oh, he's missed that. He's just got to switch himself back on.
Yep.
He missed with his first shot to the hoop, and then he missed that clearance, so he's clearly just not quite switched 100% back on yet.
He's been very committed to the cause. He's been excellent, excellent in the team.
Played really well. And
he often leads the Aussie chant at the end of the day. Yeah.
He's been enthusiastic. He's played well, and he's mixed in well with the other team members. So credit to him.
It's been a big trip for him. He's driven an excavator.
Yeah. The Fletchers are schooling him, are they? That's a nice clearance.
He was also going to be the wreath layer at the Anzac ceremony, but I don't know, something went awry there. We didn't quite get to that bit.
They shortened the ceremony a little. Yeah, he was quite touched by being asked to do that as well, which is a great reflection on the youth of today, that they see the honour in being involved in anything to do with Anzacs.
Yep. Okay, so Fleur went on first over there, so she definitely did lose that first game. Yep. And she could put her first ball in quite long as well. She's toning down the music into the earbuds now, I think.
Maybe she uses that to learn her next opera. Maybe she thought that
the German opera.
She's had enough German opera.
Let's try a different language.
Yeah, let's go back to something that maybe keeps me a little calmer. So those of you who don't know, Fleur's an opera singer, and she often, when you're playing against her, she has her earbuds in, and you ask her what she's listening to, and it's the next sonata that she has to sing, and that's how she learns the words.
Or learning the German language, I believe.
That's right, at the moment. She's on a scholarship to a German opera company, and she's got to learn the German language so she can actually sing in German as well as just communicating with the locals.
Ellie's just tried to putt her blue through the back of the hoop over there, and of course it's rolled back in where it's hopeless.
Yeah, so now she's out of position. So Edward will just come in, draw to the hoop here, because he's got that ball on the boundary. That may just be a little too close to black.
And yes, if he was looking for a block, the hill got it as well.
So black will probably clear that red up to corner 2.
Yeah. Where the boundary pipe is intruding into the court.
Yeah, these boundary pipes are a bit of a problem. Oh, that's I just lifted my eyes up to court 3, and Edmonds just drilled a jump shot from about 10, 11 feet out, straight over Robert's ball, so he takes
3-2 lead.
3-2 lead.
So black's passing up, clearing red and having a ping.
Yep.
Unsuccessfully.
Unsuccessful shot. So now if Edward can clear this blue ball. So Ellie's allowed Edward to go first. So nice shot. So he's
Greg Fletcher's just run hoop 4 to get that back to 2-all.
That's a good fight back.
Yep. So are we shouting out to Chris if he's listening to come and replace you? Because you have to be gone at 11, don't you?
Yes, I do. What's the time?
Coming up to 10:15.
Yeah, so whenever he's ready, that'd be good.
If Anne Queen's listening down there on the edge of court 5, she could probably send a message to him.
Looks like Chris is off to do some business just at the moment.
I don't know.
No, he's passed it up.
He's just prowling around the boundary.
Well, he's clearly not listening to the commentary because he's going to have a little sit down.
Yeah. No, he's obviously a pressure shot happening on court 3 because he's gone around and stood behind Robert to have a good look at the line of the shot.
So Duncan's trying to come in there, and he's not happy with that. I think
that's wrong side and curled away.
He shook his head as soon as he hit it, so I think he may not have taken relief out of the rough over there. And even this shot, I can see he's put his ball on the line, so the players have been taking relief over there because it's so rough.
It's an odd little patch, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's on 3 and 2.
Yeah, it's because they've moved the actual boundary of the court, so it's a different kind of... they've just realised that they're out of order. So, so Duncan's played the black across, so I think he should have played probably...
Blue, I think. Well, I wasn't paying a lot of attention myself, actually. I was watching a couple of other courts when I probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I know. I think people who are listening like to get updates on the scores from other courts. So
that's a nice Roquet over there from middle of the court to clear one of Allison's 2 runners at hoop 4.
So what we're going to do here is see a ball swap. So
yep. One of the modifications to the rules.
So they just swap the balls over now. You can see.
Look at that, they even coordinated the 2 balls passing each other without them hitting.
Yeah, it's very poetic. And so Edwards chose the ball swap, not replace and replay, chosen the ball swap. So and the reason he's done that is because Duncan's shot with the black is short of the hoop, so he doesn't want Duncan to have a chance to come back to the right side of the hoop. So generally, if you're wondering whether ball swap, you should take the ball swap or not, the rule of thumb would be if they've played a poor shot, then generally a ball swap will be a good option.
Yep.
And that's rejected by, well, that's not really rejected, he just slapped it into the leg.
Yeah. That was a bit of a free shot, I guess.
Yeah. Fleur just had a shot to take hoop 1 and missed it from about 5 yards. So Duncan will make sure he gets this one. He's taken relief, and he'll make sure he gets this into a scoring position, I would expect. No, he's played to the same spot again.
It's gone the same line. Maybe a tiny bit worse and a bit harder.
He's shaking his head. He's not pleased with himself. And for someone who's renowned for their positional play, that's 2 bad shots in a row.
Yep.
Well, I should say 2 shots that he wouldn't be happy with, and not 2 bad shots.
Yellow's come into a reasonably nice little spot.
Yes, so blue will have to clear one of the 2.
I don't think he's going to. He looks almost immediately like he's putting in a block.
Block shot. So the reason he's done that is yellow's probably 3 yards and red is probably 4.5. So the big jumps. I think red's got a clear shot at the hoop here. I think that's completely open. Yeah, great shot. That's a great shot. That was completely open on the...
Yep, and it's left blue in a horrible position for the next 2.
Yeah. Nice shot.
Yep.
So we just go a little clap there to that one.
There's a bit of that bias that we weren't going to show.
No, it doesn't matter whether it was a New Zealander or an Australian. It was a very good shot.
Very good shot.
Just a good shot. So Duncan's gone to the right of the hoop because that's tracking beautifully.
That's a beautiful shot.
That's a great shot.
Yep.
So Duncan put his ball out to the right because Edwards' ball is to the left of the hoop, so he's going for maximum distance away from red. Still leaving himself, though, with the possibility to run the hoop if Edward doesn't clear him.
So blue's coming through the already made hoop and deflecting off.
Gone to the left. But it's still not a bad shot.
Yep. Oh, it's in the mix.
Yep. So Edward clears black. He's going to be in a very good position here. So it's about a 6-yarder. Yeah, that's a great shot. Yeah, right in the middle. He's starting to middle him.
His last few shots have been much better, haven't
they? Yeah, he's just taken a little bit off the pace. To me, he seems to be just a little, swinging just a little bit looser, and not trying to force the pace quite so much. You know, allowing the natural pace of his swing to generate
just having a little bit of a look around now while he's got a nice big smile on his face, and he's watching Allison run the fourth hoop on the next line. De-stressing a bit over there.
So that puts Allison to a 3-1 lead against
Game
Ali.
2, yes.
So Duncan here really needs to hit this yellow. He can't leave it there. Pretty confident that Edward will score from that. So he's warming up now for the clearance. So he's hit that within his pace range, and he's nailed it.
Nailed it in the middle.
Right in the middle. So you can see from his shot there, he doesn't try to overhit the ball. He just allows the mallet to generate the pace from his natural swing. And that's, as I say, that's what I think Edward started to do, is just allow the